Okay, so this time our topic, of course, is how to write a statement of the problem or a problem statement. So the statement of the problem defines and describe the research hypothesis or questions, now along with the broad method that will be used to solve a problem. So the statement of the problem serves as the basis for the introductory section of your project proposal. A well-formulated statement of the problem sets the stage for the rest of your study, including how you will address the problem and many anticipated outcomes or answers. So once you have very clearly laid out the core issues, problem, or questions that you're investigating, you'll have a sharper focus on conducting and writing up the rest of your study. A clear and straightforward statement will also inform and impress your reader in grasping the issues that you propose your project will address. In a master's degree program, it is always advised to have at least 5 or more statement of the problem. So most commonly, we could able to see sometimes the demographic profile, as what our presenter earlier mentioned. It depends. So if your proposal, if you think that your proposal demographic profile affect the study, so you may indicate the demographic profile, but not necessarily. It depends upon to your proposal. And most commonly, of course, we just simply try to look into the variables. Then after the variables, if you have a demographic profile, then of course the first variables, the list of variables, then maybe you could able to say that you may test the significant difference or maybe significant relationship. So it depends upon to your proposal. So to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, my topic is about statement of the problem. The statement of the problem is one of the first things na binabasa natin sa thesis, no? O dun sa research natin. So, importante to kasi dito magsisimula yung dahilan kung bakit nga ba nagkakaroon ng research. It explains quickly to the reader the problem at hand, saka yung need for research and how we intend to do it. So, ano nga ba tong problem statement? So, the problem statement is the statement of a problem defines and describes the research hypothesis or questions along with a broad method that will be used to solve the problem. So, dito yung part ng explanation sa research na dinidescribe yung issue na kailangan nating pag-aralan. So, ano ba yung problema na ina-attempt nating i-address dun sa research na ginagawa natin? Sa problem statement natin maiintindihan kung ano yung purpose sa intent ng research natin. And this will also serve as the basis for the introductory section of our project proposal. So, importante, katulad nga ng sinabi ni Doc kanina. So, importante na well-formulated yung statement of the problem kasi it sets the stage for the rest of the study, including how we will address the problem and any anticipated outcomes or answers. So, once we have very clearly laid out yung core issue natin dun sa problem, we will have a much focus for conducting and writing up the rest of the study. So, yung clear saka straightforward statement will also inform and impress our readers sa issues na tinatakal natin. Now, defining the problem, how do we define the problem? First, aalamin natin ano nga ba yung problema or ano yung problem na kinakailangan nating i-state dun sa research natin. Next, why is it a problem? Bakit siya naging problem at saka bakit natin siya kailangan i-resolve? Ano yung mga benefits na makukuha natin pagka na-solve natin yung problem. Saka beside dun sa central question, ano yung mga, ayan, naka-highlight, smaller specific questions that need to be asked and answered. So, katulad nga nung sinabi kanina, it is expected na yung statement of the problem natin is brief and concise. It should not include the findings of the research or detailed data. So, yung average length ng research statement, generally about, 1 page lang naman. So, it is going to define the problem, which can be thought as a gap in the information base, katulad nga nung sinabi natin kanina dun sa report na nauna, it addresses the gap of knowledge. So we should also take note, no, there may be several solutions to this gap or lack of information, but that is not the concern of the problem statement. Yung main purpose ng problem statement is to identify the issue that is concerned and focus it in a way that allows it to be studied in a systematic way. So it defines the problem and proposes a way to research a solution. So it also demonstrates why further information is needed in order for a solution to become possible. So pwedeng mag-arise dito yung question sa atin like, why do we care about this problem? So how can solving this problem impact us? The problem statement is our opportunity to explain why we care and what we propose to do in the way of researching the problem. So, ano-ano nga ba yung included sa problem statement natin? So, besides sa identifying the gap of understanding or the weakness of necessary data, no, importante na ma-explain natin yung significance. So, sa problem statement natin, syempre included yan, how will your research contribute to the existing knowledge base in your field of study? Bakit siya significant? And of course, why does it matter? Bakit nga ba siya nagmamatter? Again, not all problems have only one solution. So, demonstrating the need for additional research can also be included in our problem statement. So, once we identify the problem and the need for a solution, or for further study, halimbawa, then that time we can show how we intend to collect the needed data and present it. Now, what are the key characteristics of the statement of the problem? So, a good research problem should have the following characteristics. Katulad nga rin nung nabanggit kanina sa background, it should address a gap in knowledge. So, makikita natin, no, yung syempre, dun sa mga pinapropose nating title, makikita na natin meron talagang vague parts saka may gap in knowledge eh. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng need na magkaroon ng further studies. Next, it should be significant enough to contribute to the existing body of research. Siyempre, pagka nag-create tayo ng statement of the problem, makikita natin doon ba kung bakit nga ba siya importante or significant. Then it should lead to further research. Yun nga, katulad ng sabi ko kanina. The problem should render itself to investigation through collection of data. So, isa to. So, importante dito sa problem of statement, mag-a-arise dito yung need na kinakailangan pa natin ng further collection of data para makapag-propose tayo ng solution sa problem na na-arise natin or na-come up natin. Next, it should be of interest of the researcher and suits his skill, time, and resources. Then, the approach towards solving the problem should be ethical. Now, pagka sinabi natin ethical, di ba, morally, syempre, hindi naman tayo siguro magpo-propose ng statement of the problem na hindi siya morally accepted sa atin or something illegal. So, syempre, meron pa rin tayong sinusunod na standard kung ano ba yung dapat, saka hindi dapat nating i-further research kung ano yung bawal, saka since meron tayong sinusunod na batas dito sa Pilipinas, kung ano lang yung allowed, saka morally ethical sa atin, yun lang yung pwede nating gawa ng research or accepted para sa research natin at gawa natin ng statement of the problem. Now, what are the goals of a statement of the problem? Ultimate goal of a statement of the problem is to transform a generalized problem into a targeted, well-defined problem, no? One that can be resolved through focused research and careful decision-making. Katulad nga na sabi kanina, importante ito, well-defined problem. So, dapat naka-specify kung ano yung kinakailangan nating i-resolve saka kinakailangan nating gawa ng solusyon ng problema. Next. What is the format for writing a statement for the problem? So, a persuasive statement of problem is usually written in 3 parts. Meron ako 3 parts na ipapakita para dun sa statement of the problem. Usually, maiksi lang naman siya kasi nga sinasabi ko, 1 page lang naman siya. Hindi naman kinakailangang mahaba. First, syempre yung first part ng statement of the problem natin, it's yung part A o yung ideal part. Yung ideal part kasi, dito sinasabi yung ideal, ito yung part na idealistic tayo na nakikita natin na yung process dapat ganito, ina-explain dun sa part na yun na dapat yung mga bagay is ano yung dapat, ano yung goal, na-achieve niya yung goal. Well, part B is the reality. So dito na papasok yung problema. Dito na dinedescribe yung condition kung bakit na-prevent yung goal or yung yung goal sa part A, bakit hindi siya na-achieve. So, sa part B na to, dito na papasok yung current situation, ano yung shortage, saka ano yung goal, ano yung idea na dapat na wala sa part A, kaya hindi natin nare-reach yung desired goal na ideally, dapat yun yung meron sana. Next, yung third part natin, of course, yung consequences. So it identifies the way we propose to improve the current situation and move it closer to the goal or idea. So syempre nandito yung consequence, saka proposal natin kung ano yung pwede natin para ma-improve yung problem na kita natin. Example, yan. Meron ako example na slide paano sa statement of the problem, saka dun sa part A natin. Example, part A, the ideal. So, ito yung halimbawang dapat na ito dapat sana yung nangyayari. So, ang statement 1 natin, example, the Ministry of Youth is dedicated to allocating enterprise development funds to both the youth and women. These funds are made available in order to start entrepreneurial ventures that create and expand employment. So, ayan, so magpo-provide ka ng another or any relevant information or statistics based dun sa research mo. Tapos, ayun, kung mapapansin nyo, yung part A, which is yung ideal side, in-explain niya dito kung ano yung supposedly goal o yung dapat na ginagawa ng Ministry of Youth na which is dapat sa part B, ayan, reality, one of the main focuses of the ministry is consistency. Unfortunately, ayan, dito na papasok yung problem natin. Unfortunately, consistency in allocating funds to the next generation of recipients requires prior knowledge of previous allocations and established practices. The current continuous disbursement method does not allow for adequate analysis of previous disbursements before a current disbursement is done. So ayan makikita natin the reality. So sa part B na to ng statement, doon pinasok kung ano yung problema. Doon in-explain kung ano yung naghihinder doon sa part A natin kung bakit hindi niya na-achieve yung goal. So dito, nilalagay yung current situation, kung ano yung nagpo-fall short, saka kung bakit natin kinakailangan ayusin. Then part C, the consequences. Continuing with this current disbursement method prevents consistency and causes decisions to become grossly political, which in turn inhibits the achievement of the goals of the funds. So developing a more informed disbursement system could help better implement. So ayan, so makikita naman natin, nandun yung consequence, nandun din yung proposal. So merong naka-indicate dun sa statement last part, sa part C niya, kung ano yung proposal to improve the current situation para ma-achieve dun sa goal. Ayun po, so to sum up, yung statement of the problem, it briefly summarizes the problem and emphasize the need to fix it. So all potential advantages and anticipated outcomes and implications should be mentioned here. So contextualizing the problem in advance will also strengthen the case. So yun lang po. Thank you for listening.
Okay, so thank you very much, ma'am. As what our presenter mentioned, the first step in research is to outline the research problem, and this might be an area of concern. Sabi nga niya, a gap in the existing knowledge or a deviation in something that has been previously established, which warrants further investigations. So as what our presenter mentioned, as you are defining the problem that you are addressing in your research, you need to consider some questions now as our presenter discussed, no, what is the problem, why is it the problem, and why does it need to be resolved, no? Sabi nga niya, what are the likely benefits of solving the problems, no? Besides the central question, what are the smaller specific questions that need to be asked and answered, no? In the initial stages, no, of writing, the problem statement might be a bit rough around the edges, no? A final and more refined form will emerge as you reflect more deeply over the topic and delve into the literature. So the current status of the topic, including what is known and what is not, will help you refine your original problem statement to a clearer and more specific one. No? And to conclude, of course, you need to briefly summarize the problem and emphasize the needed to fix, no? It all potential advantages and anticipated outcomes and implications should be the mention, of course, in also in a statement. So as I mentioned earlier, no, at least 5 or more statement of the problem, no? So pwedeng you started from demographic profile if necessary, no? Then defining your variables, no? What will be your variables, no? What is specific, let's say, theories that you are going to add, no, or to use, no? Then is there a significant difference, significant relationship? And most commonly on the last part, no, they were asking, right after your proposal, right after your research, so what will happen to the results? So most commonly nilalagay natin dyan, basis for the development of the strategic plan, let's say for example, or an enhanced marketing plan, or an enhanced an input for the SMEs, ganun. So mga ganun yung mga pinaka-final dito sa ating statement of the problem. Okay, so thank you very much, Madam.